trans daughter joined a group bullying another trans girl at school. My daughter Maggie turned 16 last month. She's trans, and over the summer we moved halfway across the country. It was hard on her for all the usual reasons, but she was also excited. A fresh start, a new beginning. Here's the thing. Maggie passes really well. She looks like any other teenage girl, maybe a little young for her age. And before school started, she told us she didn't want to be out at her new school. She just wanted people to know her as a girl, not a trans girl, just a girl. My wife and I weren't sure how to feel about that, but she seemed genuinely happy. And honestly, things were going great. She made friends fast, especially with this one girl, Brittany. Everything seemed smooth. We relaxed. Then Friday happened. I got a text from Jenna, Maggie's best friend back home. She asked me to call her, and she said not to tell Maggie yet, so I called. And what Jenna told me made my blood run cold. Maggie had been hanging out with both Jenna and Brittany online, and Brittany would say horrific transphobic things. That trans women aren't real women, that they're disgusting, that kind of stuff. And Maggie would laugh along. She'd agree with her. Jenna confronted her privately about it, and Maggie begged her not to say anything, not to out her. She said Brittany was an amazing friend otherwise. Jenna didn't want to lose Maggie, so she kept quiet. But then last week, they were all hanging out again, and Brittany made some comment about a pervert at school. Maggie tried to change the subject, but it all came spilling out. There's another trans girl at the school, and Brittany has been bullying her in front of other friends, including Maggie. And my daughter has done absolutely nothing to help this girl. Nothing to distance herself from Brittany. Nothing. Jenna and Maggie got into a massive fight. They haven't spoken since, and Jenna figured if she couldn't save their friendship, at least she could tell us and maybe help Maggie somehow. I lost it. I completely exploded. I tore into Maggie for being part of this. I confiscated her phone, grounded her, told her she was never allowed to speak to Brittany or that group ever again. Her weekend plans were destroyed, and she hasn't spoken to me in 2 days. My wife is horrified by what's happening, and she's backed me up in front of Maggie. But privately, she thinks we made a mistake. She says we can't just forbid teenagers from seeing each other. And now Maggie's cut off from the only friends she has here. But I don't understand. My little girl is enabling a transphobic bully. How can she live with herself? Every time I think about it, I see red. My wife convinced me to read through some advice online, and it helped. We decided to sit down and talk to Maggie. I knew I had to apologize for how I reacted. I was terrified of what I might hear, but I couldn't just let her go back to school like this. So I went to her room. I told her I wasn't mad anymore, just scared for her. I said we needed to solve this together, and that we'd give her time to think if she needed it. And she completely fell apart. She started sobbing. She couldn't even get words out. My wife and I just held her while she cried. When she finally calmed down, I asked if she was ready to talk. She said she needed a little space to pull herself together first. But then she looked at me with these swollen red eyes and said she knows how much of a mess this is, and that it needs fixing.